Hello, in this video, I'm going to go over in depth step 10 of the onboarding process, which is modify your direct cost. So, to get there, fairly simple for this one, we're going to go to the left side and go to direct costs. Now, from here, we have a lot of options. So, we can start with asphalt. Now, asphalt will be adding all of the plants that you use to get your asphalt. So if we come into, I will show you add an item. So we can add a plant here. There's a huge list here. If it doesn't show up, we can add this plant. We can add item if it doesn't show up. If it does, we can click it and it will be added. So what we can do there is once we add an item, we can do granite construction. The name of the plant, maybe it's DC plant. What the tax rate of that plant is, any notes on that plant, maybe they close early on Friday. Now, with the types, we can add what type of asphalt they provide. So maybe this one's 9.5 millimeter. What our weight factor is, and our weight factor is equal to the number of pounds per unit of measure at 1-inch depth. So if we take 1 square yard at 1-inch depth for this material will equal what our weight factor is. Now, if you don't know what the weight factor is, the plant should be able to provide you with those numbers. And then rate, what this type of material is per ton, and will show you what the cost with tax is. So as soon as you enter in all of that information, make sure you click save, and it will save that information. Now we can move on to TAC, which TAC, again, you can add item, the name of the type of TAC, the rate, material cost per gallon, how many gallons need to cover 1 square foot or square yard, and save. So it's pretty much the same for each item here. So I will tell you that asphalt, stone, concrete, and dump will be the same type of input. And so dump fees will be adding, you will be adding basically a dump plant, if you will. You will add the location, the name, what type they take, clean millings, dirty millings, how much per load. Same with stone, which type. So they take CR6 21A crusher run, weight factor is 107. These are tests, so we don't have any rates in here, but to kind of give you an idea. And same for concrete. It will be the same. Again, these are tests. So labor, now you have your 3-man crew, 4-man crew, whichever may be. And you can say their rate is 65 per hour. Any notes for that crew, if they're active, you can see when it was created. Now, if we want to add an item, again, name, their rate per hour, any notes. So let's go back now. We can view. So tack, trucking, milling labor, crack fill, sealer, mastics, labor, additional costs, striping, equipment, and subcontractors will all be fairly similar to each other. So let's look at sealer. Now we can see we have seal coat per square foot, 1 coat application, what that rate is, their factor. And so let's see here. So we can see that its average coverage per gallon is 60.75 square feet. It kind of gives you, when you're creating your bid, this will help. That factor there helps figure out how many gallons you're going to need for that job. Now, if we go to additional costs, we can see here we will find our ADA truncated dome plates at 5 feet. Let's check this out. So here's our name, how much it is per unit. We have our unit as each. Any notes here if we need them, save. Now we can also view our stripings. You can see here we have an ADA symbol, white share only, what the name is, what the rate is per unit. Again, we have each. We have a few different options here as well. And save if we're done. Now for our equipment, fairly similar. We can add equipment, the name of that piece of equipment, the rate per unit. It can be hour, can be day, can be per job, whatever you choose. Any notes again, and save. Then we can come as well to our subcontractors, add that subcontractor name here, their rate per hour, most likely, their unit hour, and any notes, and save. And that is pretty much the gist of updating and adding all direct costs. I will say, make sure before you go adding, we do have a lot of defaults in here already. So make sure you just go through and check and see if it's there already. If it's not, then we can go ahead and add that item.